right, what's up, guys? We're still doing this. Um, the Steelers still in pursuit of Brandon Aiyuk. Nothing has changed, and quite frankly, man, like I've gone through just so many emotions over this over the last like 48 hours where I've gone from, man, this is exciting to, all right, it seems like it's going to get done to now I'm just like, dude, just get the damn thing done. Like, what are we doing? And I'm sure that sentiment is shared by a lot of people because this is just getting annoying at this point, or every other minute somebody's like, oh, well, sources tell me, or oh, it's not done yet. Don't believe what you're seeing. Like, bro, let's just get this done with. Because at this point, I'm just kind of over it. Just kind of over all of it. Like, either do it or don't. And I get it from the Steelers' perspective of not wanting to overpay when they don't have to. Because, by the way, any of these things coming out of, oh, there's other teams in the mix. No, there's not. There are no other teams in the mix. I'm not going to pretend that I know that 100% certain. But anything being leaked like that is just the 49ers and Lynch throwing Hail Marys and hoping to God one of them get caught. It's the Steelers or it's nobody. And the 49ers know that. And so do the Steelers. Because Omar's not blinking. And fair enough to John Lynch, neither is he. These are two of the best GMs in football just having a staring contest and seeing which one blinks first. But at this point, man, again, what are we doing? What could possibly be the holdup? It's very clear at this point that the 49ers are going to trade him. And it's clear that the Steelers are the team that will get him. Again, all this other report, came out yesterday. Oh, the Browns and Patriots. Well, if Brandon Aiyuk wanted to be a Brown or a Patriot, he would be a Brown or a Patriot right now. Again, just other stuff being thrown out by the 49ers, hoping to make the Steelers blink, and obviously it didn't work. I didn't want to be a Brown. He told the Patriots no. And so this is just getting more annoying than anything at this point. Now look, I think he's going to be a Steeler. I think most people at this point think he's going to be a Steeler. I think Mike Tomlin thinks he's going to be a Steeler. Or Mike Tomlin knows he is going to be a Steeler. Because during his press conference this morning, somebody had asked, hey, are you guys, adding a receiver? And he just kind of smiled and said, I'll let you guys speculate on that. And this morning when he appeared on WDVE, he was asked a similar question, if he had, had any phone calls regarding a receiver. And he said, well, it's a little bit early on the West Coast, so probably not. So, Mike Tomlin knows. And he's playing the game too. But man alive, this is, like I've said, get to the point. There doesn't need to be this endless saga. And again, I understand it from the 49ers perspective of we're not just going to give him away for nothing. They're going to try to get as much as they can for him. And it's being speculated that they're not going to get a first-round pick back, which means my guess is, a notable player and a second-round pick will be the main pieces of this package. I saw some speculation about Pickens. Pickens isn't going anywhere. I highly, highly doubt that it would be Pickens, specifically because they would be kind of shooting themselves in the foot, and it would be Aiyuk would be an upgrade over Pickens, but they'd still be kind of in the same spot, lacking a wide receiver too. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for Pickens to be part of the deal. So that's another part of this. But we're at the point now, man. We're just like, all right, get on with it. Get to the point. Just get it done. Enough of all this speculation. Enough of all of it. Just get it done. And I think that's where fans are with it as of right now, where it's just, hey, let's just get this thing done, huh? Yeah, I would assume even Force fans are probably like, can we just, like, let's just get to a resolution with this thing? And it's very annoying to have to keep, sitting here and just speculating more than anything. And again, I think he's going to be a Steeler. I think most people would say he's going to be a Steeler. But at this point, man, just get the deal done. The last 3 days, all of us have been sitting here just kind of refreshing Twitter. Like, all right, has the trade been traded? Is it done yet? Can we stop with all of this? Is it done? Is it finally done yet? Please, God, be done. And no, it's not. It most certainly is not. Hell, even right now, I'm just like, I'm continuing to do it too. Now, should be noted that both Mike Garafolo and Ian Rappaport believe that Aiyuk will eventually be traded to the Steelers for draft picks. So at this point, it's just a matter of figuring out what the compensation is going to be. Maybe there won't even be a player. Maybe it'll be similar to the Christian McCaffrey deal that the 49ers sent Carolina, where the main parts of this thing are going to be a 2, maybe a 4 or a 5, and then, a couple other picks in 2026. If that's what it's saying, I mean, if it's a 2, a 5, and then a 4 and a 6 in 2026 is the latter 2 picks, then do it. Just enough of all of this. Just get it done. And even if it's, James Daniels' name has been thrown around in terms of, a player that could potentially be part of the deal, hey, if that's the case, then it makes sense because the 49ers need help on the right side of the offensive line. Steelers aren't going to bring back James Daniels after this year anyway. It would be similar to, trading Deontay Johnson. Okay, we need a cornerback. We'll acquire a cornerback. We're not bringing back Deontay anyway. We might as well get something for him. Now, James Daniels is a little bit different because it's, on the offensive line. And my guess is they would either put rookie Mason McCormick there, or to start the year, they'd have Dan Moore starting at one of the tackles and Afatanu play guard. So I'm not entirely sure what their plan would be if James Daniels would be part of the deal. But, if they do get Aiyuk without trading a 1, I don't know where we're going to put the statue of Omar, but start building it. And by the way, in the last 6 months, assuming that Aiyuk does land in Pittsburgh, because again, I think that is kind of the popular belief right now that he is going to land in Pittsburgh. Assuming that he lands in Pittsburgh, let me get this pulled up because I've got a tweet in the drafts just waiting, so I'll give you a little sneak peek. So in the last 6 months, the Steelers would have signed Russell Wilson, traded Kenny Pickett, and used one of those picks that they acquired from the Eagles in exchange for Pickett, turned that into Peyton Wilson, traded Deontay Johnson and got Dante Jackson in return, and Dante Jackson looks really good so far. Signed Patrick Queen, signed Deshaun Elliott, traded for Justin Fields, and traded for Brandon Aiyuk in a matter of 6 months. You'd be lucky if you would get that type of transaction history for the Steelers in 6 years in the Kevin Colbert regime. And in a matter of 180 days, Omar Khan has done all of that. That's no small feat, man. This is very much a different regime than it was under Kevin Colbert, and for the better, because the Steelers are willing to make these kinds of moves, which is something that fans have really been wanting for a long time. And the fact that we're getting a lot of it now, it's good to see. And it's good to see the Steelers in the mix for this kind of thing. Man, in terms of the receiving core, when they do get Aiyuk, I should say if, I don't want to, knock on wood that they'll get him, but I think the popular belief is that he's going there. But if and when they get Aiyuk, then you have a receiving core of Aiyuk and Pickens on the outside with Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson at your slot. I mean, that is a much better outlook than trying to figure out, okay, is Van Jefferson going to be on the outside while we rotate Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson? Like, those are things that the Steelers no longer have to consider and worry about. Then Van Jefferson's probably your fifth receiver on the depth chart and your third outside guy, which is a much better spot for Van Jefferson. He's looked good in training camp, don't get me wrong, but he's not Brandon Aiyuk. And so getting the deal done means a lot of things. And again, hopefully this thing gets done because this is just goodness gracious. But it's clear that the 49ers are starting to get desperate. And again, putting out all these things where you have, I think it was Diana Rossini and somebody else saying, oh, the Steelers are still very much in amongst, other teams. I can just imagine John Lynch on the phone and be like, I don't effing know. Just tell them other teams are involved. Because they know that nobody else is involved. Browns and Patriots, he ain't going there. He already told both of them no. Who else would be involved? The Commanders are already out. The Commanders pulled out. So the 49ers know, okay, it's Pittsburgh or nobody. From the sounds of it, Aiyuk isn't going to go back to San Francisco, even if, this trade, that's why they feel like a trade does have to get done, because at this point, they're just like, all right, let's just do this thing, rip the Band-Aid off and move on. All parties move on and, go our separate ways. And so once you reach that point, then that gives even more leverage to the Steelers. And again, credit to Omar for not blinking and being incredibly patient with this, because he has been. And look, I see a lot of you. I know I was very much on record saying, yeah, they're probably not going to get him. I get it. I did not expect any of this to happen whatsoever. If you would have asked me 3-4 days ago, hey, are the Steelers going to trade for Brandon Aiyuk? I would have said, no, the 49ers got no reason to trade him. They're probably just going to try to run this thing back. Now, yeah, I mean, it's all but assured that they are going to trade him to Pittsburgh. Which, by the way, I'm incredibly happy about. I know I seem really bitchy right now, but I am happy. But again, it's at the point where, just announce the deal. What's the holdup? Get it done. And again, as I sit here, I keep refreshing, hoping that something happens while we're live, because that would be pretty cool and just a giant breath of relief, man. Conman strikes again. Yeah, like I said, the list of things that he's done in a 6-month span is longer than the things that Kevin Colbert did in his last 6 years as general manager. So Omar deserves a lot of credit, a ton of credit. And my goodness, man, it is, Donnie's saying stressful. I'm over it. I feel you, man. It's to the point where I think people are just like, all right, get on with it then. I'm trying to think of a really good example of this. I tweeted an example earlier for wrestling people. But the example that I use is when Veer Mahan on Monday Night Raw for 6 months, they kept just airing the same vignette saying, oh, he's coming. And he never did. He might have eventually showed up, but it never went anywhere. But I'm trying to think of I don't know, it's a really long movie. It's a 3-hour long movie that could have been done in an hour and a half. You didn't need to throw in all these different plot summary things. You could have really just sped this up. This didn't need to be that long. Or a TV show that has too many episodes in a season, which is rare nowadays. I know that, but really, we needed 20 episodes to get here. We could have done this in 10. What are we doing? This is meaningless. So I think there's just a lot of fatigue from it at this point. Once it finally happens, everybody's going to be very excited, and I get that. Myself included, I'm going to be very pumped when it all happens. But man alive, just get this thing done. Get it done. I'm exhausted of waiting. Like, if this keeps going on for days, like, it's just it's already very old. It would be creeping towards even more just irritating. For God's sake. So, hopefully this thing gets done soon. And when it does, we're all going to be very We're all going to be very hyped about it. They got a game in 2 days, which would be very fun. Playing Houston in 2 days, and nobody, I haven't been able to get excited about that because I'm fatigued from this. I better not have to wait till Saturday. Don't make me wait 3 more effing days, man. Get it done. Get it done. I really don't even know what else to say. I think that I just wanted to do this just to kind of bitch and moan about how long this is taking. I should be sponsored by Dunkin' at this point, by the way. If you have any comments, by the way, you can leave them in the comments. Put them on here. BA coming to the Berg. Sure looks like it. But if they could hurry up and make that official, that would be awesome. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. More NFL and Steelers content. Sure hope so. Again, I'm pretty confident that it's going to happen. I don't have any sort of inside information about it happening. But just reading the tea leaves, I mean, you can kind of tell where this thing's going. So, again, confident that it's going to happen. If you had asked me, 3-4 days ago, I would have said, no, I don't think it's going to happen. And then just kind of out of nowhere, it happened. So, pretty happy about it. George Pickens will get more yards as wide receiver 2 than he had as wide receiver 1. Yeah, I mean, in acquiring Aiyuk, you then present a difficult thing to defenses every week where they have to decide, okay, are we going to more or less double Pickens and just let Aiyuk go one-on-one underneath? Or are we going to double Aiyuk and risk having George Pickens one-on-one downfield while also having to worry about Pat Freiermuth in the run game? And the more problems you can give defenses, the better off your offense is. So, yeah, I think that this will definitely benefit Pickens. That's another thing. Like, people are saying, oh, man, George Pickens is going to be mad. Why? He's going to get paid either way, whether it's by Pittsburgh or somebody else when the time comes. If anything, this is going to help his case to get paid. He's going to put up better numbers. He's going to get better looks because he's not going to be doubled constantly. And this is going to benefit him. Similar to how T. Higgins has benefited from playing alongside Jamar Chase. And Devontae Smith benefited from playing alongside A.J. Brown. Jalen Waddle benefits from playing alongside Tyreek Hill. Like, when you have 2 legit, really good receivers, that makes life easier for the both of them. So I don't understand the crowd saying, oh, man, George Pickens is going to be pissed. No, he's not. At least he shouldn't be. It wouldn't make sense to me if he is. Like, that's only going to open up more opportunities for him to get the ball. Rather than, okay, he's going to be doubled every play, so he's not going to be able to get as many targets because of that. Now it's, okay, people are going to be paying attention to Aiyuk. We'll be able to look George's way a little bit more. So I never understood that. Not sure what the Steelers have to offer, though. Again, when they are the only team basically in the market at this point, they can lowball. And I think that's kind of what the holdup is right now, is that the 49ers are holding up for more. But even look at the Christian McCaffrey trade. It's not like they gave up a boatload for him. They didn't give up a first-round pick to get Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey's a better player than Brandon Aiyuk. So who's to say that the Steelers have to give up a 1 to get Brandon Aiyuk? If they give up a similar package to what the 49ers gave up to get McCaffrey, The basis of that, I think, was a 2, a 3, and then a 4 in the following year's draft. If they have to do that, then okay. It's not as if there's many holes on the Steelers roster anyway. You can keep a first-round pick and get Brandon Aiyuk. Hell yeah. I mean, that's a big win. So, if the fundamental parts of the deal are like a 2 and a 5 in next year's draft, and then like a 3 and a 5 or a 3 and a 6 or a 4 and a 6 or whatever it may be in the 2026 draft, then fine. You get 4 draft picks. None of them are a first-round pick to get Aiyuk, then that's a pretty nice win for the Steelers. Yeah, Barman leg in drafts for CMC, but totally worth it. And look, none of it was a first-round pick, though. I'd have to pull up the entire Christian McCaffrey trade package just to give it, just to see exactly what it was. Oh, because I do want to know exactly what it was. So, in exchange for McCaffrey, Panthers received a 2023 second-round pick, 2023 third-rounder, 2023 fourth-rounder, and then in 2024, if this loads, I don't think it would take that much, by the way. Like, that's a lot. I don't think it's going to take a 2, a 3, and a 4 this year, and then they gave up a fifth-round pick in 2024. So, I mean, if it's a 2 and a 4 this year and then, a 3 and a 6 the year after, that's fine. I wouldn't hate that. I believe the Steelers will let go of an offensive lineman in return for Brandon Aiyuk plus a fourth. If it's James Daniels and a 4, then that's a pretty easy yes on my end. I think it would have to be more than that. I think it would be James Daniels and a 2 or James Daniels and a 3, something of that nature. Something of that nature. Would you give up Pickens for BA? No, because that would be, it would be an upgrade, and I'd be happy that they got Aiyuk, but I don't think, I would highly doubt Pickens is part of a deal because it would be redundant because they would still need another receiver. So I don't think so. Again, Aiyuk is better than Pickens, and that would be an upgrade, but it would still leave them more or less in the same spot that they are now. Clown saying Metcalf is better than BA. Well, whoever said that is incorrect. He is not. He is not. But this whole thing, like I said, I think I'm just kind of exhausted by it at this point. Just want it to be over. Like I said, at this point, just get on with it. Announce the deal, work it out, and let's all just move on. Let Steelers fans be happy. 49ers fans can wallow, and it'll be a great time. But let's just get on with it, eh? Because this is getting very annoying and very ridiculous that we're still doing this whole back and forth song and dance. There might be other teams involved. No, there's not. And the 49ers know that. The Steelers know that. Omar Khan's not blinking. To his credit, neither is John Lynch and the 49ers. But this is it's getting annoying. It's getting very annoying having to just constantly refresh and wait and refresh and wait and refresh. Like, just get on with it. Got to stay off this app until some actual news comes out. Yeah, I hear you. We're all just kind of waiting for the same thing to happen. So hopefully it does soon. Because, yes, this is very, very annoying to say the least. But, again, both Mike Garafolo and Ian Rappaport both said that they believe that Aiyuk will end up in Pittsburgh. So we'll see we'll see what happens. I'm trying to refresh things and see if any new information is coming out. This is just going to be, this is never going to end. So this is more or less, like I said, just a vent sesh for me, where I was just like, I don't care. Like, just get things done for the love of God and all that is holy. Get it done. So if you're not already subscribed to the channel, do that. please and thank you. Steelers content, NFL content, go listen to the latest episode of the Pump Fake with me and JP Acosta, ranking our most interesting teams in the NFL heading into 2024. When it's out that they will wait until after the first preseason game to see what their backups are worth. None of them are worth Aiyuk, man. You know, none of them are better than Aiyuk. Like, just get this thing done. So many reports from so many different people. Like, it's exhausting. It's very annoying at this point. Very, very, very annoying. Pittsburgh media since March. Yeah, no, it's been probably since around April, I would say. I think like early April is when Aiyuk like tweeted at Mike Tomlin. And that kind of is when like this entire ball started rolling. So it's been very annoying, very irritating. I'm exhausted. But yes, it's been very, very annoying. I hear you. But again, just wanted to hop on and get it all out. Genuine question, is there a worse stylistic pairing than Russ/Fields and Aiyuk even before the Arthur Smith of it all? I don't think that it's a horrible fit. I think that the Steelers' offense is going to benefit from having Aiyuk because obviously he's a great receiver. And in terms of what the offense will be, I mean, we talked about it a lot this offseason. It's going to be a lot of, run-heavy stuff and play action, which more or less that's what the 49ers do already. So if anything, I think that it's a good fit for Aiyuk because it's, in some cases similar to what he's in right now in San Francisco. Only this time around, he's going to have a better downfield threat in George Pickens than he's ever worked alongside, which will let him kind of operate more in the intermediate underneath game as well. So it's nothing stylistically that he hasn't already been a part of. It just comes down to how good will Russ and Fields be. This Aiyuk Saga is like a late fourth quarter drive to win the game, except there's like 6 minutes left in the game and the team with the ball has all 3 timeouts. Like, this is taking forever. It's taking forever. Receiver plays on time with 2 quarterbacks who have the ball longer than anyone else. I think that's part of the Steelers' plan going into this, going into OTAs and training camp was the timing of stuff. And Fields has looked good thus far. Wilson, in the limited reps that he's gotten has looked good so far. But Brandon Aiyuk's a terrific receiver. And again, I don't think it'll take much adapting. But just wanted to hop on, like I said, for, about a half hour or so and get a little bit of a vent sesh out because it doesn't look like this is ending today, which is annoying. I was really hoping that it would. So I just wanted to get at least one more show in this week. And since the Aiyuk saga hasn't ended yet, just wanted to give my feelings on it not ending and hear your guys as well. But I am going to hop off. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. And like I said, if you want to go back and watch/listen to the latest episode of the Pump Fake with me and JP Acosta ranking our 5 most interesting teams heading into the 2024 season. Spoiler alert, the Steelers are one of my most interesting teams. So a little bit of Steelers talk thrown in there as well. You can watch that on the channel or you can listen to it wherever you get your podcast. Again, that's the Pump Fake with Jarrett Bailey. You can watch it on the channel or listen wherever you get your podcast. If you're not already subscribed, do that. You'll get multiple episodes of Black and Gold Breakdown every week, from now throughout the season. Episodes of the Pump Fake stream here every week as well. A lot of NFL content. All of my sarcasm thrown in there as well. But I appreciate you guys for watching as this thing just continues to unravel. Follow me on Twitter at JBaileyNFL for more of my thoughts on it for when I'm not doing this, because if I had to do an episode every day on this, I would go absolutely bananas. Mostly because I feel like I already did, like when we were doing this daily around draft time, I feel like I was talking about this every day anyway. But like I said, just get it done. Get it over with. Let's hurry up. So hopefully in the next, it would be great if it was done by tonight. I don't think it's going to be. Hopefully within the next 24 to 48 hours, we have a final resolution of this and Brandon Aiyuk is in Pittsburgh. We'll see what happens, though. Appreciate you guys for watching and taking some time out of your day to make me part of your day. Take care. I'll see you guys soon. And yeah, we'll talk soon. Have a good night.